Hey,
I'll just be snug as a bug in a rug.
somebody told me life is 95% of just showing up.
Somebody told me that you look like a girlfriend that had a boyfriend. Never mind.
That you had in last February, is that what it
Right,
is?
something like that.
All right, welcome in to episode number 22
Whoa.
of Shippy and Grubes. I'm Shippy,
I'm Grubes.
and 22 is my favorite number.
Since when?
Since my whole life, I'm a big Emmitt Smith fan. And I don't know, something about like the number 22 when I was a little kid. Like, if I couldn't be number 22, I was number 11.
Okay.
Like, I think, like, I don't know, I like the symmetry of the number. You know?
It's a beautiful number.
It is. What's your favorite number?
Generally 12.
12?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of always has been. Like my best friend, growing up, his favorite number was 12, and then just kind of wound up like he moved out of town, and so I kind of took it for myself.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, hey, my favorite number is just 10 more than yours.
You always got to be better than me, don't you?
I don't know if that's how that goes. It's cold outside too, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know where you're listening from, whether it's Dallas, Texas, or New York, or Galveston, or
Elsewhere?
Singapore.
Yeah.
You know, you could be listening.
very
you could be listening
possible.
anywhere. But I'm telling you right now, in Dallas, Texas, it's very cold.
Yeah, we are taping at a time before the time that you are watching this.
Yes.
But it is very likely cold at the time that you're watching this too.
Yes. I'm wearing 3 pairs of pants.
I'm wearing one pair, but
You didn't
that's
have
a
to-
lot for me.
Yeah, but you didn't have to go anywhere.
True.
I had to brave the elements. I got a jacket around here somewhere that does not go with the outfit, but it was the warmest thing I had. Like, it's been so long. Like, I went to Mizzou, and there was a long time where I had a good, like, winter closet.
Oh, yeah.
That is gone now because I don't need it.
Right.
Like, I used to have an ice scraper for my windshield. That broke, actually.
Ooh, I haven't thought about that.
No, you need to get one.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I've got one. I think.
well,
We're gonna find out.
but the biggest thing is, if your windshield freezes over, do not put hot water on it.
Yes, I have seen that where it
will
basically
shatter.
explodes. Yeah.
Like, it will shatter because of the just
too big of a
stark
temperature
difference.
change.
Yeah.
God, we're so smart.
Really not. I just learned that because I lived in the Arctic
Yeah.
for 4 years. I did 4 years in Missouri.
You did.
I got out, came back to Dallas as soon as I could. But Happy New Year, everybody.
Well,
Am I allowed?
I don't know. Are we allowed to say that? Larry David says that you should only say Happy New Year through January 3rd.
Well,
And it is past that date on this date.
it sure is. So you know what? I take it back.
You should.
No longer Happy New Year. But as always, good luck out there to everyone, especially the Cowboys as they move on to the next season. It's finally over. We did it. We have made it through one of the most painful seasons, I feel like, especially in recent memory.
It's been rough.
If you think back to like the early 2000s, I mean, which now that's like 25 years ago
Mhm.
or 15 years ago, sorry. If you think back to that, then it wasn't that bad. It wasn't too bad. But like
Yeah, when we're constantly going, 5 and whatever.
5 and 11 at the time.
5 and 11, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that kept happening. There was like 80 different starting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Ryan Leaf was in there somewhere. That's how bad
Golly.
things were.
Not ideal.
But recently, especially when you come into a season where it's like, hey, I mean, nobody wins the NFC East back-to-back years. It hasn't happened in like 20-something years. Like, it's,
Oh, wow. I didn't
it's like the
realize that.
longest streak in like the NFL ever that no team repeats in the NFC East. So we should have known we weren't going to win the NFC East, but
Right.
a wild card spot would have been nice.
True.
But none of those things were granted to us.
Jeez.
Dak got hurt. Everybody got hurt, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a lot of injuries, and you can't really do much about that, I guess, where the way the league
Nah.
works, like, it really does kind of feel like everything's kind of top-heavy, so if your stars are hurt, you're generally going to be screwed, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, we even lost Jake Ferguson for a few games.
Yeah.
Like, he got a concussion. He was out 2 or 3 games. Like, DeMarcus Lawrence didn't play most of the season. Micah Parsons missed 3 or 4 games. Trayvon Diggs and his injury, and that's going to linger. DeMarvion Overshown. God dang, they were hurt.
I'm telling you, so that's where, it's not necessarily a horrible roster that we went into the season with, but when it gets decimated that bad, you don't have much of a chance, but golly, it's 7-10 was the record, right? I think that was-
Yes.
yeah. How? Like, how did they get 7 wins?
I don't know. I remember watching them, but I don't really remember how we got there. I do remember there was like a 3, almost 4 game winning streak.
Right.
If whatever, I forgot the guy's name, but if he doesn't try to pick up that punt against the Bengals,
Oh gosh, yeah.
they probably would have won that game, and I don't think they still would have made the playoffs, but
No,
they would have
but
been close.
hey, 8-9 instead.
8 and 9 sounds a lot better than 7 and
Yeah.
10, but we also wouldn't be picking 12th in the draft.
True.
We'd probably be like around 15, 16, 17, still not in the playoffs, and then everybody would still be mad. So,
Yeah. So good job, Cowboys.
good job. We're not going to talk too much about the Commanders game yesterday, but I did want to point out that they had a very Bears moment at the end of the game where Malik Hooker, who I saw on Twitter had a very good game. He thought that the Dallas Cowboys made a stop on 4th and 1 and prematurely celebrated.
Whoopsie.
Well, watch him read on the edge here. Right there and right there. He's just going to split them. It's a bend and straight with the backer.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Whoops.
Play all the way. Leofa, he's got to make that play. Number 35. When you bend the end like that, Parsons, the quarterback.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
Not ideal, but very on brand for the Cowboys this
Yeah.
year.
God forbid we play to the whistle. You know?
Right? I mean, I guess that just shows what a great fake it was.
Fair.
Because, Hooker's like, oh, yeah, we got him.
Yeah,
Eckler got
sweet.
tackled. We're good. And he's like, oh, wait, there goes
Oh crap.
Marcus Mariota. I'm going to catch him. I'm going to catch up to him real quick, try to take him down.
Brutal.
Terry McLaurin scores.
Mhm.
As much as I would have liked for the Cowboys to win, it's probably for the best that they lost. Like,
It's just funnier. Like, just watching it happen, with 2 seconds left in the game, the Commander
Yeah.
scored to.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so Cowboys.
And you're sitting there thinking, like, well, maybe they'll hold them to a field goal. And, like, God bless all the people who work the game. Like, the stress from working in sports.
Yes.
Like, the stress that whether it was game pres or the writers or whatever, whoever it was, they were just thinking, please do not take this game to overtime. Marcus Mariota versus Trey Lance is not what we need to see in overtime.
No, and that is a word you do not say when you are working a game.
Ever.
Yeah.
Like, especially before the game. Like, if you're getting close to the end of the game and you mention, like, what if it happens? Like, at that point, you're close enough. Like,
Yeah.
you have to address the elephant in the room.
Right, but it's like what is it in the military? Like only, need to know basis.
Exactly. No,
Like,
exactly.
and so it's like your director will say it, no one else
Nobody
says it.
else says it.
And I can't even remember what's the word like the Stars crew will use, like Chris Icahn and all them. Like they use is it Fluffy Bunny?
No,
something
I don't know.
like that?
This is different. I'm gonna have to ask because I haven't heard
Yeah,
this term.
I'm pretty
like,
sure their code word for overtime was Fluffy Bunny.
Fluffy bunny.
Yeah.
Well, I need to ask them about this because I haven't heard this term before. It may have been with God, who was the guy who was the head of game pres with you?
Jason Danby.
Yeah, Danby. That may be a term from him.
I'm pretty sure it's Chris Icahn, Scott Davidson term. Like,
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty sure they work on the audio and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
they work for the American Airlines Center. Chris Icahn is the A1. He makes the AAC sound good. Scott Davidson was the head of audio. Now he has been promoted to a job that I don't know exactly what the title is, but I know he has to dress much nicer.
Oh wow!
So congratulations to Scott Davidson on the
Yeah.
promotion. But
Handsome Scott Davidson.
yeah, so
Always is, but
I'm gonna start calling it Fluffy Bunny.
yeah, like just say that next time and
I will.
see how they react.
I will. Another unfortunate thing from from yesterday's game, other than just the game itself, was this poor cheerleader, this poor
Oh my
Dallas Cowboys
gosh.
cheerleader, who's just minding her business on the sideline, dancing, hanging out,
Yeah.
doing whatever, and Brandon Aubrey decides to kick her in the head. Oh, the flag is for actually hitting a cheerleader in the head.
Still going to boot it out of bounds. They're going to somehow give great field
Dude.
position at the 40.
Boom!
Lee.
I mean,
tried to deflect it.
hopefully all right, pal. We saw KP in the shot there, too, trying to maneuver.
Is she smiling?
And shout out to the Commanders player for checking on her.
Yeah.
You know?
That was really nice.
That was nice of him. But, like...
You can see she has, like, the little tear. Like, she's not actually, like, crying, but, like...
But that's...
Where you just get hit. Like, it's, like, an involuntary thing.
I was going to say, even if that were you or me, and we're just sitting there not wearing the same thing, but just hanging out on the sideline and getting hit in the back of the head with a football, like...
Yeah.
I think I would automatically have, like, a tear just from, like, the shock of it. And, like, the way it just knocked her down. I mean, because she has no... Like, there's nobody that's saying, hey, like, heads up. There's no... She's just minding her business.
And then doink.
Gets hit in the head.
And I do feel bad, though. Like, that is one of those things of she did nothing wrong, but then it's that you do get that feeling, though, where you know that everyone is looking at you.
Yeah.
You know that the camera is probably on you, you know, like...
And she's sitting there and she's like, TV is definitely watching me right now. Like, whatever I'm doing right now is on camera.
Yeah.
I'm on Fox or whatever channel it was on. Like,
it's like all of a sudden you're the star of the show for a few seconds, and now we're replaying it. Like,
yeah.
Where all of a sudden you're like the main character for a little bit. And that's just... I'm sure you've experienced that in different ways of like, all of a sudden you're just thrust into like everyone in the room noticing you or something, and you weren't planning on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's just a really weird, like, warm feeling, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah, I do. Like, it's just you didn't mean to become like a storyline, or you didn't mean to like have all this attention on you, and then it's just like, oh crap, like now what? Like,
right. And it's a weird thing, you know, like you and I are very famous, so we're used to people noticing us. She's a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. She's used to people seeing her and all that, but like still it's generally as part of some sort of a group, or
it's like her with her other cheerleaders. Like she's in a group and they're all performing with, you know, Beyonce or Post Malone or whoever.
But now all of a sudden Stacy or whatever her name is just front and center for a few seconds. And
well, now this clip is going, I'm sure all of her friends like were texting her, like I bet her phone was going crazy after family.
Her friends being jerks, you know, putting it on TikTok, adding a sound effect to it, a boing or something.
Right. Like once you realize she's okay, then it's okay to have fun with it, you know?
But as far as we know, she's okay. We don't know if she's in concussion protocol or anything.
She might be in concussion protocol, but in that video that I just played, she does mouth to whoever that Commanders player is, I'm okay.
But can we trust that?
She may have been concussed.
Right.
And I'm still not a doctor yet. But does what you say after a concussion count in court?
Ooh. I don't think it does.
I don't think so either.
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm going to be one.
We're going to have to throw out the evidence.
Case dismissed.
Case dismissed. We have no settlement or decision on what happened.
Damages, none.
We will have to check on her later.
Yes.
Hey guys.
Yes, sir.
I can report that our buddy from Al Máximo, Carlos Nava. He's a sideline reporter for the Cowboys Spanish broadcast.
Great.
I feel so silly
for a sideline reporter.
He reported that she was taken into the locker room, she was looked over, and she returned back to this field.
Oh wow.
Carlos, we love you.
Her return was unquestionable.
Oh wow.
As Carlos said.
Well,
okay. So she returned. She was good.
There we go. We got to open this case back up.
Okay.
And establish it.
We find for the plaintiff $1 million.
Yes. Out of Jerry's money.
He won't even notice.
He won't even notice. Just like he didn't notice that Cooper Rush was up for, for another $250,000 bonus yesterday.
Our general manager.
Our general manager, who's so good at managing everything. Cooper Rush was up for a $250,000 bonus, an extra $250,000.
Yeah, so I believe, you know, it would have totaled $500,000 if he got 55% of the snaps.
Yes.
Started a certain number of games. He passed the 45% threshold a game or two ago. That got him the first half of the 500, which is $250,000 by my math.
Yeah, hey, that's pretty good math.
I'm telling you, I'm a mathematician.
Yeah, you are.
Or working on becoming one. So that was part of his contract, which Jerry negotiated,
right?
As far as we know,
because he's the GM,
right?
That's what general managers do.
Yeah, and instead, somehow, on the last game of the season, after talking all this, we need guys to get experience, and we want to make sure they all have the best chance to win. The other guy,
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance starts.
And
it's weird.
And we'll back up one game where everybody's like, yo, this game is out of hand against the Eagles. They're getting killed. They're like, hey, put in Trey Lance. Yeah. They start Cooper Rush the entire time until under 2 minutes in the game. Yeah. They put Trey Lance out there to like incomplete, have 3 incompletions. Maybe, I think he ran one out of bounds or something.
It wasn't ideal.
And it was like, oh, okay, thanks. We got to see a little bit of Trey Lance. Like, we gave up a 4th round pick for him, by the way. But you still go with Cooper Rush over this guy that was a top 3 pick, right? Mm-hmm. He was like drafted 2nd overall.
He was supposed to be really good.
And it's like, you couldn't get him. But hey, you know what? Commanders, final game of the season. Let's see what Trey Lance has got. Cooper Rush, you're going to sit. And then after the game, they talked to Jerry about like, hey, did you realize what was going on here?
How much did Cooper Rush's contract incentive play into him not playing today? If he
I didn't know about it. I didn't even know about it until I read about it. So nothing at all. Those incentives are in there for the team, and we put them in there so that if someone is, in his case, as a backup quarterback, has to play, they've got the financial incentives, but they're usually put in there because of the people representing him, and they should be. So he did really earn some pretty serious incentives this year.
5 years ago, when Trey Lance's performance, what did you think of Trey Lance's performance?
I thought he really played well, and I was really proud of him. I liked the way that he showed delivery on the ball, the arm strength, the way the passes got there, zip on the ball. And then, of course, we all know that if he gets a little room, he can really has a lot of speed.
Of course, we all know.
Of course. That way. And I thought he had a really good outing.
Oh, thanks,
Dude,
Jerry.
Just stop talking.
He can't.
Just stop talking. Like,
it's just so. Why do we still let him drive us crazy?
Because we care.
Oh.
Even though nothing matters, we still care because we want the Cowboys to be good again.
Yes,
damn it!
Because we remember the glory days, even though most people on the planet now don't know the glory days.
Dude, I barely remember them. Like, I know they were good. I know, like we talked about at the beginning of the episode, I know I loved Emmitt Smith. I remember I loved Herschel Walker. But, like, I don't remember. I was around for the Super Bowls, but, like, the first championship I remember was the Stars 1999 Stanley Cup. I don't remember. I guess 95 was the last time we won.
Yeah.
I don't remember it at all. I know I loved Emmitt Smith.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. And I love Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin, too, but, like, Emmett was my guy.
Of course.
But, like, I don't remember the glory days. Like,
yeah. And
the next time we win a Super Bowl, if we ever win a Super Bowl again, that will be the first one that I like really remember. But at this point, I don't even know if I think I'll enjoy it, but like, I think they've like burned and scarred me, and just like, just being a fan of this team has tortured me over the last, however
25 years
25 years. Like I don't
actually pretty much 30.
Like, I think if the Stars were to win a championship in the next 5-10 years, whatever, especially if I was still working with the team, I think I would cry like crazy. Yeah. Right, like, when I can
tell you, like when the Rangers won, I cried like a baby.
Me too.
Yeah.
At the Mavericks game where we showed the game, like it was so cool. Like if the Mavericks were to win, same thing. Like we win regular season games, and I'm like, damn, like that was crazy that I got to be a part of that. The Cowboys, like even if I were to work for the team, like I don't know if I would. It's even feel anything.
I know. I feel you.
I feel like I would make a joke.
Yeah, probably would.
I feel like I would make fun of them for like, damn it, finally.
Yeah.
Like,
now get another one.
Yeah, like, but going back to the Cooper Rush thing, like it's crazy, like for him to be the GM, and like the way that he said that at the beginning. Oh, I didn't know. Like when somebody's that adamant, like I didn't know till I read about it, dude. He like. You knew. He's like, well, he already got a bunch of good incentives. How'd you know about the first $250K?
Right.
And like
saying like it's for the team and stuff like that. Like, no, it's for the players. That's why they negotiate. It's
right, exactly. And it's basically like, hey, this guy came in and did everything he could. Is he a great quarterback? No. But did he do a fine job? Like, sure. But if your main quarterback goes down, like, it's up to the GM to have a backup quarterback that's capable of coming in and winning you games. I'd probably rather have Marcus Mariota than Cooper Rush.
Probably, yeah.
You know, like I'd probably. I mean, I don't know for sure because I think maybe he's just bad at football, but I'd rather have seen Trey Lance the whole time.
Yeah.
I think at least give him the first shot because, like, we've seen what Cooper Rush is. We know.
Yeah.
He's solid. He can have, like, a good game here and there. Like, that Bengals game that we talked about a minute ago, he had a bunch of throws that were like,
You're like, okay.
All right. Like, but then you have other, like, fumbled snaps and things. Like, just, I don't know. This is the reason that I hate the Cowboys. Like, I love them, but I hate them. And it's because of stuff like this where he tries to act all like, oh, I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, but you know he already made a good amount of money in incentives, $250K.
Right.
What's
but
another?
He read about that.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah. It's like, oh, it would be funny if there was like a camera on him during the game where he's like reading the Dallas Morning News, like holding the old school paper. And then all of a sudden he like sees that in one of the like David Moore's articles, like Cooper Rush, could earn $250,000 if he starts and plays most of this game. And all of a sudden Jerry's like, oh crap.
Oh,
like calls down McCarthy.
Hey, we need to put
like,
Cooper
put him in
right now.
Give him his money.
Like,
okay, so there's no way Jerry would just give Cooper the money for like, hey, sorry, man.
You know what I will say on Jerry and the team's behalf is I do know that when Travis Frederick had that Guillain-Barré syndrome, I do know that they still honored his contract and like they could have taken the out and they could have like screwed him over in terms of money, and they did not do that.
And that is to Jerry's credit, I guess. One thing is that he does tend to treat the players pretty damn well.
Right.
So it's possible that, hey, even though he didn't start, Jerry might have still given him the money.
Right. And we don't know that for sure.
But give him the money, Jerry.
Yeah, damn it. Give it to him.
Yeah.
I think your team is worth $7 billion. God. Where can you find an extra $250K and all that to give to
couch cushion of the Bravo Eugenia?
Yeah, for real. But I don't know. I feel like the Cowboys, even as rich as they are, like in terms of value, like I think it's a team that's around the whole organization that's run like kind of cheaply. Like,
yeah. Well, you don't stay a billionaire by spending your money.
Exactly. So
that's what I've learned in my life.
Yeah, that's why Grubes is a billionaire.
Thank you.
And if you want to just look at how you should handle an incentive, you can just look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. So basically, since the start of Mike Evans' career, he's had 1,000 yards every single season for 10 seasons.
Yeah.
He missed 3 games or maybe 4 games, like 3.5 games due to a hamstring injury. And it was in jeopardy that he was going to miss out on another 11th straight 1,000-yard season, tying Jerry Rice for consecutive years with 1,000 yards.
I think it's most overall seasons, right?
Yeah. So Evans is now tied with Hall of Fame receiver Jerry Rice for the most consecutive 1,000-yard seasons at 11 in a row.
That's insane.
And he also it's a record for most 1,000-yard receivings to begin his NFL career.
Okay, that's what it was.
He started his career had a 1,000-yard season, and then here we are 11 seasons later, still at 1,000. Well, that was in jeopardy. And the Saints had a chance to tie the game late in the fourth quarter, but they turned the ball over on downs with 36 seconds remaining, and New Orleans had just one timeout. So the Bucs could have kneeled out the remainder of the game, but he was only at 995 yards. So let me pull this up. Sorry, I forgot to do this, but basically they set it up to where they just gifted Mike Evans the 5 yards so that he could reach his incentive.
Mayfield throwing. Evans! He's got it! He ties it! Jerry Rice has company!
Like, this is cool. You normally see, this is a huge record. So, like, this celebration is, like, well warranted.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a BFD.
It sure is. And, like, just watching him and the crowd knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And obviously the Saints knew as well. And just, they let him have the 7 yards. Like, it's like
Mike Evans.
It's Mike Evans. He was raised near the water as we found out from Jameis.
Yes.
And that's why he's not scared of anything.
No, water has no soul.
But in addition to that, he secured a $3 million bonus from an incentive in his contract. And after the game, they talked to him. They're like, what are you going to do? Like, where are you going now? He's like, I'm going to the casino with my family. And the reporter said, do you think fans are going to follow you there? He goes, they can't get into where I'm going.
I respect that.
I respect the hell out of that. So congratulations to Mike Evans, Texas boy. That was really cool to see.
Yeah. That's how you treat a player like family.
That is how you treat a player like family. But hey, you know what? If the whole general manager owner thing doesn't work out for Jerry Jones, I hear he's got a pretty good future in acting.
He was actually pretty good.
So you watched the show?
Yes, the show Landman. It stars Billy Bob Thornton, Allie Larder, John Hamm. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but it's entertaining. Billy Bob is pretty much always awesome in anything that he does.
I love Billy Bob Thornton.
And I've been really enjoying it. It's 9 episodes in, which is the episode that Jerry winds up in.
Okay.
But I've been enjoying it regardless of Jerry's appearances in the show. It's only been one.
Okay, so it's been one appearance.
In the most recent episode.
Okay.
And I believe there's 10 episodes this season. So, yeah, he basically, John Hamm's character owns a bunch of oil wells that Billy Bob works for as his landman.
Okay.
He's kind of his fixer, his security, whatever you want to call it. Like, he does his utility man. Like, he does everything.
What is this on, by the way? Sorry.
I watch it through Amazon Prime. I think it's
okay.
Paramount.
Okay.
I think.
So Amazon Prime will work. Okay.
But John Hamm's character has a heart attack in the episode. Sorry if that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
But like the clip has been out there enough. Like it shows John Hamm in a hospital bed.
Yeah.
Something happened to him.
Yeah.
He had a heart attack.
Okay.
But Jerry, being an oil guy, obviously knows John Hamm and Billy Bob's characters.
Yeah.
So that's where this clip pretty much starts off, as Jerry walking into John Hamm's hospital room.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So I don't know for sure. The theory seems to be that he improv'd pretty much all of that.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like the reason that I think that was so good is because I don't think he was acting.
Yeah.
Like I think I've heard him. You know, when I was with the fan. Anytime Ben would ask him about his kids or his family, like he would get very emotional on the radio.
Yeah.
So that would not surprise me if that was improv. And like honestly, like as much as we just killed him and stuff, like when I see stuff like that, I'm like, damn it.
You want to root
now
for
I
him.
want to like you again. But then you do stuff like act like you don't know the Cooper Rush situation. But like, I really do think that was a case of like when he was doing that, I was like, man, I feel like not those exact words, but like I feel like I've heard him say that in other interviews and things like that. And I think that is something that is very important to him. And I think that's why it was so good, is because that he was not acting.
Yeah. So it was very surprising because like I kind of had an idea that he was going to be on that episode. Like I saw someone like post about it on social media the night before. Darcy, my girlfriend, didn't know about that. And like, you know, we've been watching it together and we're downstairs and just kind of, you know, we've got it on. I briefly got distracted for a moment. So I was out of the room just a few feet away, probably cleaning up dog pee. But all of a sudden Darcy's like, is that Jerry Jones?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh crap, that is the episode that he's going to be on.
Because you remembered that you'd seen that?
Yeah. So it's just kind of like, okay, Jerry's on a episode of Landman and actually did surprisingly good.
Yeah, no, that was like, I was sitting there and I was like, dang, I don't even know what's going on in the show, but like, what he was saying, I was like, dang, this is like hitting home right now. Like,
yeah, so I don't know how much it spoils, but basically, you know, John Hamm's wife, played by Demi Moore, basically is trying to get Jerry to retire or trying to get John Hamm's character to retire or take a break because he's had like 5 heart attacks apparently.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
you need to chill out. You got kids, like, you know, slow down. So apparently she called him in to kind of help get him to maybe see, okay, I need to step back, and it sounds like he kind of does if you watch the episode.
That was like whenever you brought this up, or when I saw it, I thought he was going to be in the episode as like an actor, like acting as somebody else, not as himself.
Oh, which would have been funny.
Because when he brought it up, he was like talking about working with his kids. I was like, dang, this is like
like it's actually Jerry playing Jerry.
No, that
he's not wearing like a mustache and a bald cap or something.
Like if you're Jerry Jones,
Groucho Marx glasses.
If you're Jerry Jones, like. You just play Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
And anything, you're like, oh, you want me to be in this? All right, well, I'm playing me. Like,
yeah, it's kind of like what was like Mark Cuban on Ballers or something like that and pretty much played himself.
Oh, yeah.
Or, he's played himself in quite a few shows too. And
yeah,
it's kind of like, look, the bombastic sports team owner, they're just going to play themselves. They're not going to play like a bartender or something. Well, nothing against bartenders. That's just probably not in their range of skills.
Right. And it would be weird to see Jerry Jones behind like the bar whipping up like espresso martinis for people.
Yeah, what'll it be, Mac?
Right.
Pulling the rinds.
Oh man.
Jerry.
Well, JJ,
we love you and hate you.
Yeah, God, like
you exhaust us.
Yeah. And like I wasn't ready for that to like him again. Just even in this episode.
And that's what he does.
That's what he does.
That's how he gets you.
And that's the one thing that also like Ben Rogers would always say is he'd be like, you know what? Like if you hate whatever he does, whatever this, whatever that, if you hate the man for Tom Landry or whatever it could be from back then to now, if you were to sit down and have a drink with him, by the end of that drink, you're gonna love the man.
Yes.
Like if you were to sit down and just drink with him and hang out and talk to him, you're gonna love him. And that's what's so infuriating.
Yeah, and he knows it too.
And he knows it.
And that's the magic of being able to have an alleged fun baby or whatever and still being able to pull the,
Dude, like, the magic of that is I had forgotten about that.
Right. But like he does seem to be a genuine person in terms of like he does care about his kids.
Yeah.
And
you definitely can't question that.
Right. And so it's just, that's the dichotomy or whatever of Jerry is he makes you still like him even though he frustrates you. It's got to be like having Yvonne might know this, like having a kid that, is kind of colors outside the lines or, doesn't totally obey everything you do. And then you're like, damn it, you're still a great kid and I love you, but I want to like lock you in a room or something. I don't know. That's not a good idea.
Too well about
yes.
That.
I was about to say, I feel like
too well about that.
I feel like I was am that kid.
No, I definitely am too.
I'm like,
and that's why I think we relate even more. Where it's like you frustrate the hell out of your parents, but they're still like, damn it, I still love you, and
I think they love me most of the time.
I can go with that too.
Yeah.
Where it's like, look, I have to live with myself all day, every day. I'm exhausting.
I'm exhausted just living with myself.
Yeah, I know.
That's why when other people put up with me, I'm like, props.
Yeah. It's like now having a roommate that hopefully is going to be around for a while and all that. It's like that poor girl, poor Darcy, like she has to live with this every day.
Hey, but you got to remember, there's positives to it, too.
No, there definitely are. I'm awesome, too. I'm just exhausting as well.
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
I say, you only have to see me like once a week and you're exhausted by me, I know.
No, hell no.
I knew it.
One guy I'm not tired of is J.J. Watt, especially as he played with the TV audience here as they throw to a studio update during the Titans and Oilers game.
Titans and Texans.
Titans and Texans. Oh, wait.
The Titans were dressed in the Houston Oilers uniforms.
Right.
It's a really weird bit.
And they do it on purpose. It's like when the Stars go play the Wild and the Wild wear the North Stars jerseys.
Yeah. But like I think now the Titans are 0-2 at least against the Texans when they wear those uniforms.
I believe that stat. The Titans don't win a whole lot.
No. So that's probably
they did
part
win
of it
the
too.
NFL draft.
And good for them.
Good for them. And here's J.J. Watt with his little studio update.
Throws him. It's incomplete. Time to go to New York for an update.
Guys, this must be a mistake, but I'm going to do it anyway. We've got a Houston Oilers fumble picked up by the Houston Texans and ran back for a touchdown. And yes, that does appear to be 2 times in a row that the Houston Oilers uniforms have been worn against the Houston Texans. And the Texans happen to be 2-0 while wearing them. How about that?
Thank you, JJ, for that history lesson.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So let's see what they threw it to JJ to do the.
They threw it to JJ,
and he knew that he was going to do a game update, I guess, but they probably just like gave him the script right before.
Well, so here's my thing: does he normally do the game updates, or does somebody else?
I'm not totally sure of.
I
doubt
don't know. I feel like they have somebody else who does that, and he's just like.
But they're like, hey, it's the last game of the year,
and it's like it's week 18. Nobody cares about any of these games. Like, let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Like
we'll
I
get
bet
to the bottom of this eventually, but
we'll talk to him.
It's a good bit.
No, it's a great bit, and like, no, I love the fact that they did that because. I mean, who really cared about the games yesterday, other than the Vikings and the Lions last night?
There wasn't a whole lot on the line.
There wasn't the games that really mattered were Saturday with the Steelers and the who beat them? The Bengals.
Yeah.
And the Bengals needed the Broncos to lose. Well, the Broncos played the Mahomes list and everybody else important list, Chiefs. They win. They're on the playoffs. Like, nobody really cared yesterday. All the games.
Everybody was sitting.
Well, everybody was sitting, but then you have, like, the Patriots who tanked and then went out and won their game and lost themselves the number 1 overall pick. Then they fired Gerard Mayo immediately after the game because I guess they want to hire Mike Vrabel to come in and be their head coach. Now, that's the rumors or whatever is Mike Vrabel wants that job.
Right.
Gerard Mayo gets fired after 1 season. Vrabel's going to come in and bring in a bunch of good assistants, I guess, and it's going to help.
But I will say to not defend Gerard Mayo because I read I think it was an Athletic article about just all the like missteps he made over the year where he kind of like, was supposed to be a player's coach, threw a player under the bus, had another play call question. And, he's like, when it comes to like he initially, threw like his offensive coordinator under the bus, but then the next day says like all decisions are mine. Yeah. And just all these different things where it's like, dude.
There was like, a lot going on. Like there was a few times where I would see a headline from Gerard Mayo and like questionable things he would say or do. And I want to put it on the rundown, but at the end of the day, I'm like, it's the Patriots. Like, everybody cared about them 5 years ago.
Right. Now they're, not super relevant, but just seeing all of it combined together, it's like, okay, that, it's probably still not totally fair to fire him after a year, but there's a lot of missteps.
There was plenty where it's like, you know what, Mike Vrabel was pretty successful when he was with the Titans. Mm-hmm. Let's bring him in, former Patriot.
Yeah, he knows the system, but he's also worked with other teams. Like, I read that was part of Mayo's problem was like he was pretty much only with the Patriots professionally as a player and as a coach.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, last season Belichick was supposed to still coach this season.
Yeah.
But Robert Kraft put in the, succession plan and Belichick was basically like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm going to go to UNC and give him a Bible about how they're going to treat me.
Right. And so all of a sudden Mayo's thrown in a year earlier and, he didn't have a year to learn under Belichick and all that, where all of a sudden it's like, here's a hot potato.
Well, and this may have been the whole thing where it's like, maybe this was kind of the plan all along was like, hey, let's tank, maybe get the number 1 overall pick. Yeah. And then we'll bring in Vrabel. He'll have a number 1 pick. He's got a quarterback. Drake May has had a great season. Mm-hmm. Their offense is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it is awful, but like now they've got something to work with. They've got the number 1 overall pick. Maybe they'll go get Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
And then either way, if they want to, pair him, if they want to have him play corner or wide receiver, like you've got a great player in that.
Yeah.
But they screwed it up by winning yesterday. They put in their backup.
It's hilarious.
Joe Milton II, I think is his name.
That. Yeah.
Dude, he was incredible.
Yeah.
Like there were some highlights. I didn't pull any because I didn't think we were going to talk about him. But like, dude, he had a couple plays. He had one that was taken away by an offensive holding. But it was like, dude, this guy, he's pretty electric. Like,
okay.
So they got a good backup quarterback. But yeah,
Oh, Patriots.
We'll see what happens with the Patriots. Maybe if they're looking for wide receiver help, they can look to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, he's had an interesting year.
He's had an interesting year. He did, as you reported in the rundown, he ended the year with more touchdowns than babies.
Yay.
So we want to go ahead and
Congratulations.
applaud him for that. He had 6 touchdowns and 5 babies. So it was
so
close.
insane.
It was a lot closer than it should have been.
A 6-to-5 ratio.
You would think it'd be like, maybe 1, maybe 2 if you had twins.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
And it's like,
I mean, I don't live this like
I was going to say, I don't
lifestyle.
either. I don't live that lifestyle, but it's like, hey, in theory, every night you could be making a baby.
That's true.
Even multiple.
And there's a lot of nights in a year.
There's at least 365 that I'm aware of.
At least. Sometimes
Is this a leap year?
No, that was last year, I think,
okay.
right?
So, but that's an extra day that he had to make another.
Yeah.
And more.
So sometimes, like, maybe, it wasn't, I don't think it was a leap year. Was it?
I don't know anymore.
Well, it's a new year now, so I'm all confused.
Happy New Year.
I don't know we can't say that anymore.
Oh, crap. I'm sorry.
It's all so confusing. Like,
yeah.
I keep forgetting that we just started a new year. I don't know what day it is. I don't know. I just know
it is
when
a
I
weird
have to
thing
work.
when you have New Year and Christmas like in the middle of a week, and
It doesn't. This whole last 2 weeks didn't count.
Leap year was 2024.
Thank
So
you.
it was last year.
Okay, so
So he
Tyreek had
could've-
an extra night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he kind of he's got rookie numbers. He needs to step his
Yeah,
game
he
up.
does. Yeah, he does have rookie numbers. All right, we'll see what you can do next year, Tyreek. But are you going to be in Miami, good sir?
I'm out, bro. So it was great playing here, but at the end of the day, bro, I got to do what's best for for my career and what's best, because I'm too much of a competitor to be just.
Does that mean
it's out there.
Mean you thinking about leaving here?
If it is, hey, yes.
All right, so
I'm out, bro.
I think he's out.
He probably will not be wearing that uniform next year.
And you know what else pisses me off about the Cowboys? And it's not the Cowboys' fault, but every time something like this comes out, they start putting together a depth chart where Tyreek Hill is like on the other side of CeeDee Lamb. And I'm like, guys, how many times have we been through this?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, no matter how much cap space the Cowboys have, they do not go get these types of guys.
It's weird.
Like, even though they could, they absolutely could go get Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Like, they have the draft capital. I mean, I don't know if it would solve. Actually, it might.
I don't know how it works.
Rico Dowdle had a great season. He got 1,000 yards rushing. Like, you could draft another running back. I mean, I think defensively they need more help. I mean, really, they just need help to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I think if you put Tyreek Hill and CeeDee Lamb on the field together with Jake Ferguson, Rico Dowdle, Dak Prescott, if he can stay healthy,
Super Bowl.
Brandon Cooks.
Sounds like Super Bowl to me.
I mean, I don't.
No?
And that's the other thing is that I always joke like the next year's our year.
They got you.
They got me.
Jerry's got you again, damn it.
Damn it. Everything is stupid.
It really is.
You know what else?
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters. It really doesn't. At the end of the day,
We hate and love you, Cowboys.
Mike Tyson says, we're just a speck of dust. Nobody's going to remember what we did.
We're all going to die. Jerry's going to have all his money go with him to the grave, and
But
nothing's going to matter.
But while we're here, we do get to enjoy stupid trick plays by the Jets.
Oh my gosh, I love this so
against
much.
the Dolphins, where they bust this out for whatever reason.
So much better under Weaver. And around Devontae Adams looking to throw back to Rodgers.
Razzle-dazzle. Boom!
Why?
Oh, wow.
Okay. Shippy, you know that football is probably the weakest of the four sports for me, knowledge-wise.
Yeah.
I see they're about 5 minutes into the game. 1 minute. Oh my God, that's even worse.
Wait, no, 4 minutes. You're right.
Okay.
You're right. Sorry.
So 4 minutes into the game, it's 1st and 10, right?
Yes. Yeah. First and 10.
The score is 3-0 in the opponent's favor, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And they do that.
So this, I didn't watch the Dolphins and the Jets.
I
so
can't
I'm
say I
sorry.
did either.
I'm sorry.
I apologize too.
To all my sports fans.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the film yet either. But I think this was scripted as their first play.
Okay, I was
of
wondering
the game.
that too.
I mean, obviously the Dolphins had the ball first. They have 3 points.
Yeah.
I think
that has to be then.
I think they scripted this as their opening play of the game.
Why?
A lateral, like revert, like I don't even know. Like as
Like
infuriating as the Cowboys are, at least they're not the Jets or the Bears.
Yeah.
Which the Bears finally beat the Packers for the first time in 11 tries.
Good for them.
I had somebody tweet me that were like, "Can you pop some champagne? I'm a Bears fan. We finally beat the Packers." I was like, you know what? I will for you.
Yeah, fair enough.
Enjoy that. But no, for what? Like,
I mean, what? Like, they already know that there's going to be a different general manager. I'm not sure if I've seen anything about the coach as of.
Oh yeah, they're looking for head coaches.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. So yeah, they're looking for both.
But it seems like the reports are they're gonna move on from Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
So
Aaron Rodgers has now been rumored and he should just hang it up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just go on the Pat McAfee show and you can say whatever you want and nobody's gonna care because you're not playing every Sunday.
Right.
They'll care, but they won't care as much.
Yeah.
You know. And I don't know. It's just that, and it's like, whose idea was that?
Yeah, that's
who
where
drew that play up and thought that was gonna work.
Like you said, maybe it was Rodgers and Adams just saying, "Watch this."
Yeah, hey, you know what? If we're gonna go out, we're gonna go out our way, and that's their way.
I'm just so happy watching that. I watched that a few times.
Oh, me too.
When I was doing show prep, it's just so perfectly timed. It's like you can't script that better for comedic timing.
Oh no, you can't.
Just wham.
And the best part is, deep down they thought it might work.
Yeah, they had high aspirations, high hopes.
Yeah.
You guys your minds are going to be blown by this.
Well, somebody who had their mind blown was Derrick Rose, as he found out his number is going to be retired by the Chicago Bulls, which is really cool. I don't know if you saw the videos of them telling him, but they just told him, hey, nobody's going to wear the number 1. Nobody's wore the number 1 since he left the Bulls. So clearly they've thought about this, for a while. I feel like they probably told people hey, just don't. We're gonna retire his number 1 day. Well, there was some really cool there was a video of him speaking to the crowd, and he talked about him as a dad, where it's and his son was tearing up. Did you see this clip?
Guess not.
So basically, he was just talking about him as a dad and how if he's lacking at home, his son will tell him Dad, do you want to be good or do you want to be great?
Ooh.
Do you want to be good or do you want to be great? If he's slacking on something around the house, which I think is a really cool thing.
That's awesome.
And he's telling this story, looking at his son, and you can tell he's kind of choking up, and his son's crying. His son, I don't know, his son maybe I'd guess 12, 13 years old, somewhere around there. But it was really, really cool to see. Now, the part that we care about is that, as we've reported on this show many times, is that statue making isn't quite what it used to be. And due to that, Derrick Rose insists he does not want a statue based on, quote, the way people been creating them. So he said, Jerry, no statue, bro. Please, Michael, no statue. So I respect him for that. Because you don't want to become a meme.
Dwayne Wade's is just still so good.
Oh, dude.
It's such a bad way.
It's such a terrible, a beautiful thing. Just like that Jets play.
Right.
They're very similar
it's
in
a
that
terrible
way.
beauty.
It's a terrible beauty, but yeah, I agree with Derek there that you should not.
Just maybe let's all statue makers just take a darkness retreat for a month like Aaron Rodgers and then come back and see if you're better. See if you're great or just good.
Well, another organization or crew that could use a similar thing as whoever's in charge of the Hornets game press or whoever made this happen. This was from a while back, but we needed to talk about it.
Yes.
Basically, they pretended to give a child a PS5, and then off camera, they took it away.
For Christmas, by the way.
For Christmas. Yeah, this is for Christmas. Kid thinks he won a PS5. Apparently, his uncle knew that they were going to take it away. They said that they told the uncle, which... If you're the uncle, why would I'd be like, bro? What do you mean you're gonna give him the PS5 and then take it away from him after he's off camera? I could see one time just to pull back the curtain. One time for a Dallas Stars game, Harpo's kid was part of a big giveaway where it was like, hey, if you get this question right, you're gonna win a new car for mom, this and that, and then it ended up being a Hot Wheel car. So it was this whole build up and there was this big deal, and then it ended up being a little Hot Wheel.
Which that's great if it's set up that way.
Right.
If it's the game presentation director's kid.
Yeah, we knew
and everybody's in on it. The kid knows. Yeah, everybody.
Well, I don't think he knew the kid.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But afterwards, he's like, "Hey, look, you're fine."
Yeah,
it was. But it was like just a deceitful type thing. It wasn't like, "Hey, here you go." Now, actually, off camera, we're gonna need that back. Because why would you take it away from him?
Yeah,
it's a PS5. It's like, I don't know, how much is that? Like $300, $350,
$500, something.
$400 or $500.
Yeah,
whatever
Nothing
it is.
for people.
Nothing
like us.
for a franchise.
And for a franchise,
or a sports franchise. Either one. If you're us or a franchise, it's peanuts.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. This is. Here's the video, just so you can see, just proof that this happened.
I really love a PlayStation if you have one. P.S. A PlayStation 5. Wait, Hugo, not the one my dad used to play with the square rounds. Happy holidays, man.
The kid was not as excited as I expected.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's almost like he did know.
I know, but they said they took it away from him afterwards. I don't know. I just don't understand, with that, what you have to gain.
Yeah, and the guess that I've seen is that maybe someone in the organization wanted that PS5,
and so they just gave it away and then took it back.
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, holy crap.
Maybe.
Why? Because I think the theory was Sony, was the sponsor of that bid, and hey, we're giving it away, or do something with this essentially. Yeah. And that's what they did, I guess.
And then so they're like, well, we're going to fake give it to him, but then I actually want it.
Right.
My kid wanted a PS5 for Christmas, so I'm going to give away a free PS5 from work.
So Papa brought home a new PS5.
Yeah. Well, at least the kid got the PS5 afterwards, even though, like I said, now that I rewatch it, he did not seem real excited. He was like...
Maybe they took it away from him because of that.
Yeah,
not really, but
you don't appreciate this PS5. You know what?
You know what? We're giving it to Junebug, the mascot.
Yeah,
I think that's what his name is.
Is it?
That's what it sounded like at the beginning of the clip.
That would make sense.
That's my nickname with the Mavs, Junebug.
That's what, you know what? And when it's funny we never talked about this, but this was around the time that I came in. I was called the Murder Hornet.
Oh, that's right.
They kept talking about the Murder Hornet on the headset, and I was like, who the hell is a Murder Hornet?
Yeah.
And then finally, Ivy was like, or it was either Ivy or Carla. They were like, oh, yeah, you're the Murder Hornet. And I was like, huh.
That's when Murder Hornets were big, because I think you filled in for me, because I was supposed to fill in for Ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know the Junebug thing until they explained this to me, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right, that works for me.
Yeah, sorry, it's a tangent, but my first game as the DJ for the Mavs, it was like a preseason fan fest thing.
Yeah.
But on the little script, it put, some cue that I had, and then, listed my name as Grubes with 2 B's instead of BES.
Oh.
And so Carla, the game director, I don't know what her official title is.
She does
producer,
everything.
Everything.
She does everything.
She started calling me Grubworm, and then it eventually became Junebug, because I guess Junebugs come from grubworms. I'm not a doctor.
I'm not a bug expert.
Yeah, I'm not a bugologist.
Me neither.
But yeah, so that's how I became Junebug, and then you became the Murder Hornet, because I think that was the big craze.
It was the big thing around that
was the
time.
next pandemic or something.
That was the thing we were supposed to look.
That was the next thing we were going to die from.
Yeah. Which means we're all going to die from something anyways.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Would you rather hear shots at James Harden or Sugar Bowl awkwardness?
Man, I think shots at James Harden.
All right. Because we are on the NBA. We could probably squeeze both in.
Oh.
So here we go. Basically what's happening, The Miz from WWE is on the Clippers broadcast. He's promoting something on Netflix that he's got coming up. And at some point they ask him, they're basically like, all right, out of the Clippers, who do you think would be the best wrestler?
You look at these Clippers behind us. Which of them would make the best WWE wrestler?
James Harden, just not in the playoffs. James Harden is definitely the WWE superstar.
I trust him all season long, Barbie, but I think it's great. I think he'd be fabulous. The brand, the beard, it's all there.
It is. It's all there. The whole brand is there.
The Miz, thank you so much.
Thank you. Lauren, thank you. I guess. So he's fired a little bit right there, but hey, he's in the entertainment business, right? That's what he does. Gotta sell tickets. That was crucial, right? That was crucial, man. Kevin Porter.
Well played.
Dude, the whole broadcast is like, he's like, James Harden, except for in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're like, what? And everybody on the, what did he just say? Like,
Oh my gosh.
if James Harden finds out about this.
Yeah. He's
So-
going to fight The Miz.
I thought that was, dude, that would,
I'd watch it.
that would actually be pretty funny.
You know
if this
what? I bet
all-
that would be a good matchup.
Me
James
too.
Harden looks very strong.
He does look very strong.
Yeah.
So does The Miz, though.
True.
I mean, I haven't seen him in a long time, honestly.
No, like, look, he's a professional wrestler. He's going to be pretty strong.
Yeah, they literally, I was thinking about this the other day. Can you imagine if you're an athlete and like all you
No.
had to do is
Oh.
just work out? Like, you just wake out,
Yeah.
wake up and like all you got to do is like throw a ball, kick a ball,
Yeah.
shoot a ball or a puck
Right.
and like work out and eat.
Yeah. Like, everything is centered around your body.
Everything.
Your hot, athletic body.
Yeah. I can't even imagine.
I sure can't either.
You know, we talked earlier about being the center of attention out of nowhere, and
Yes.
funny things happen when you get put on a mic with people who have coordinated. Like, these things are all coordinated. Like,
Yeah,
you
like-
typically rehearse. Like, you know somebody's going to win. You know this. Like, for the NBA Finals, we rehearsed if the Celtics won on our home court. We had a rehearsal for the whole thing. We prayed to God that it would not happen that night. But there's a rehearsal that goes into all this, and yet still somehow you get magical awkwardness like this in the Sugar Bowl.
On behalf of the All-State Sugar Bowl and the College Football Playoff, congratulations to two outstanding teams for your effort this afternoon during this game and throughout the season.
All right, Coach Freeman, congratulations on the win.
First, yeah. And now, it is my pleasure to present the All-State Sugar Bowl trophy to Coach Marcus Freeman of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
So I get the feeling Molly McGrath was a reporter.
Yeah.
I think she might have been the one that screwed up.
She messed up because he was supposed
Yeah.
to do that, and he was like, "Hey, I'm supposed to announce it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm presenting this trophy. This is my Sugar Bowl.
Right.
Let me give them my sugar."
I gave them all my sugar to do this. But I did make sure to point out to you he grabs for the microphone. She doesn't want to give it up.
Right.
Smartly.
Well, because you don't know where that mic's going
Right.
to go at that point.
Yeah. But it also means that Sugar Bowl guys, like,
They're
kind of
holding
sorting
hands.
part of her hand or fingers.
Yeah.
And then he does it again, and it's like, okay, like, she's clearly not going to give up the mic. She's holding it to your mouth.
You don't need to
talking
hold
to
it, too.
No.
Like, it's going to stay
Yeah,
there.
we don't need to do this.
Yeah, I don't. Hey,
Dear life.
I'm Shippy.
I'm Grubes.
And thank you for joining us here on this episode.
Maybe we should start doing that.
Maybe
Yvonne
we
would
should.
love it.
Actually, that was very comforting.
Yeah, I felt good.
I felt one with
Felt
the
the
mic.
electricity.
Me too.
But yeah, it's just so yeah, she must have screwed up, or maybe they had like a time constraint or something that all of a sudden, like, speed up Molly or
Yeah, because she's got an IFB, so people are telling her,
so she
like,
tried to maybe move up the plan or something.
and you know what? It could have been like a producer or something too that could have said, "All right, hey, like, get to coach," like,
Right.
But she's like, "Oh, get to coach,"
and that's all she's hearing.
and she didn't. She forgot, or she just,
or she heard the pause.
yeah,
because she's got someone in her ear. Hopefully, the way it typically works is one ear you still hear whatever's going on, in
the world.
program in the world. But yeah, it is just funny seeing the dude be like, "No, I'm still talking."
right.
And,
He's like, wait, hold on. I'm
and then
supposed to-"
let me also kind of sort of hold your fingers.
yeah. He's like, wait, I've rehearsed this so much.
Yeah, this is like my one time a year.
Yeah, he's like, this is my moment to shine.
Yeah.
You're on TV all the time.
Right.
Let me have my moment. Let me present the Sugar Bowl to Notre Dame.
Yeah, let me awkwardly try to hold this microphone.
Yeah.
Good job, Sugar Bowl guy.
Good and Molly McGrath. You guys did great.
Indeed.
You know what? I'd like to congratulate ourselves
Okay.
on another great episode.
Man, We're just stacking great episode after great episode.
They screwed up, but we did not.
Damn right.
Episode 22 was everything I hoped and wished it would be.
It was the lucky number 22.
Sure was. And I look forward to our Jordan episode, next episode.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you guys for joining us here on Shippy and Grubes. I'm Shippy.
I'm Grubes.
And we appreciate and love you very much. Thank you to Yvonne for producing this whole thing and making us sound good. Thank you to Stolen Water Media for having us. And thank you once again for joining us. Happy New Year and good luck out there. What?
Happy New Year. What are you doing?
Just being nice.
It's past January 3rd, dude.
Dude, I don't know what day it is. We've been over this. Good luck out there to everyone.
I'm not finished.
What?
I'm not finished.
Me neither. I can still go.
This is my microphone.
Then hold it.
Yeah. Sweet, sweet microphone.
Is a Stolen Water Media presentation.